Hello! Greetings to everyone out there in YouTube land. My name is Belle. I'd like to do a gigantic tarot reading today. I'm going to use 4 different decks of cards. It's going to be amazing. I have no idea what will be uncovered. I do know that I'm really excited about mystic philosophy today. I have been writing and reading a little bit today. I just really caught that edge of mystic philosophy that keeps me so engaged with life, that keeps me so excited. And what I was writing about, I journaled. And then what I was reading is this book called The Holographic Paradigm and Other Paradoxes, which just by its title sounds amazing. It's edited by Ken Wilber. The book is from 1982, so it's about as old as I am. They have an interview with David Bohm in here, and the interview is really good. I haven't even read the whole thing, but it sparked my imagination in such a way that I was just kind of like, whoa, like I'm okay with life. I've kind of been at odds with life. I was not okay with the whole suffering and death thing. So I've been kind of like questioning a lot of things throughout my life. And one of the questions that keeps me going in a good way is this question of how can we describe the nature of reality? Like, how can we better understand and have fun with the idea of the nature of reality? And to me, David Bohm's idea about the implicate order, about how life is folded up and then it unfolds to reveal the things that are manifest, is really cool. And obviously I can't explain it the way that the writings and the interviews with David Bohm explain it, but as soon as I read that stuff, it's just like, woo. It's really cool. So I actually came to terms with life in a way that works for me. And you can't really ask for that much more than that, I don't think. So that's what's exciting about mystic philosophy to me, is that you kind of find your edge. You find the that edge of where the known and the unknown meet. And of course it's individual for each person. It's unique for each person. And that's what's so cool about life to me. And I was even thinking, like, of course I'm enjoying life because of life's mystery. When I was a little kid, when I was younger, I was afraid I would get bored. So one of my worst fears is becoming bored. But actually the nature of life, it's built in that it will never be boring. Or at least that's the way I like to think of it. So that's perfect. I can't complain about that. Anyway, so I recommend, if you go to a used bookstore, I've seen other copies of this at used bookstores, The Holographic Paradigm and Other Paradoxes. I recommend picking up this book at a used bookstore. Okay, what I've done is I have not shuffled or picked out the cards yet. Let's go through which decks of cards we're going to be using. We're going to be using the ever-popular Joie de Vivre Tarot by Paulina Cassidy. We're going to be using Crystal Visions Tarot by Jennifer Galasso. We're also going to be using Shadowscapes Tarot by Stephanie Pugh Moon Law. And the Wildwood Tarot by, let's see who the authors of the Wildwood Tarot are. Mark Ryan and John Matthews, with illustrations by Will Worthington. So that's this one, which is so gorgeous. Such beautiful imagery, as you can tell, even just from the cover. And I did not show the Shadowscapes box. I'll just go ahead and show that. Okay. This is going to be a long video. I've done some short ones, and now this one's going to be longer. As you can tell, like, I'm like feeling a little bit better about life today, which allows me to speak more quickly. I'm usually kind of a talker. I don't have any trouble talking about things or conversing. Usually what I have trouble with is listening. Actually, the past few years I've been consciously working on my listening skills, which is exciting. It's like whoa, it's a new thing. And I know for many people, they've been listening to their whole lives and like absorbing a lot of good stuff. but I have not been. I have been talking, and so it's nice to hear new things, see what's going on with other people. Okay, I'm gonna pull 4 cards from the Joie de Vivre Tarot. Let's see what winds up happening. As you know, if you've seen my videos, I do a freestyle tarot reading, which is just kind of like my own interpretation, and I want you to always think for yourself if you'd like to, and just take what you want to take from stuff. Oh wow, this card came up again. Knight of Wands. This is interesting. This is like, this is kind of a celebratory card. This creature has this baton or this torch, and he is lighting the way. So it's interesting to think about different ways that we can illuminate ideas for ourselves and maybe for others, but it just seems like he's lighting the way, at least for himself, so that's really cool. Second card is Queen of Cups. This is a card about nurturing. She has that bowl that she's cradling with the 2 fish, and it's almost like she's nurturing the fish before she puts them back into the pond there. That's really cool. The third card is the Fool card. So even as things come to a culmination, there's always a new beginning just around the corner. It's really cool. And the Magician. This card reminds me that we can conjure whatever we want in life. Like, to me, I feel like we need to be careful which structures we use to describe life or to explain life to ourselves, because the structure we use to describe life or define life ends up affecting the outcome of what we then find. You could also use the metaphor of a lens. Like when I put my glasses on, these are clear, but they have a certain prescription. Like whatever lens you're looking through to see life, if the lens is not that clear, if you have different beliefs or different ideas that are going to come through, it will kind of alter your perception. So the Magician reminds me to choose what I want in life and conjure up in life what I want, not what I dislike. Which kind of goes without saying, but then on the other hand, sometimes fear can cause us to stick to things we don't even like because we're afraid to venture further. We're afraid to conjure up something new. Okay, those are 4 cards from Joie de Vivre. That was excellent. Now, moving to 4 cards from Crystal Visions Tarot. These cards are scenes that are almost even more straightforward. Not straightforward, but like very clear. Very clear scenes. Let's see what we get here. I want to get a lot of the Suit of Cups. That would be fun, but we'll see what we get from this random drawing. I want to do a little pamphlet or a little book about different ideas behind why synchronicity or why oracles work sometimes. I think that would be amazing. Kind of gather up some sources on that. It'd be kind of a big question, but I think it'd be really fun. I always like to know how things work, or at least an idea of how we could think of it working, even if we'll never know for sure. Okay, I wanted cups, I got swords. King of Swords, he's ready for a fight. It's like about being too defensive, maybe. Second card, the Sun. To me, this is like pure optimism. Just really savoring everything that's right about life and all the pleasant moments. It's really cool. And then we've got the Hierophant. I don't really know what the deal with this card is. It's supposed to be like the Pope card, but in a lot of more recent decks of cards, it's depicted as a wise person, and the Pope and a wise person are not necessarily the same thing to me. In this card, it is depicted as the Pope or a cardinal or something. To me, this would be like a rebellion card, because I would say, like, don't listen to any authority on your beliefs outside of yourself, which is, you know, if you're religious, that's kind of weird to say, but if you're not religious, then you're like, of course I wouldn't listen to anyone else about my beliefs. So the way it's depicted here, I would say about challenge authority, but in other decks of cards, it's more of a wisdom card. So it's kind of weird. Whoa, and the unknown card. This reminds us to be our own badass conjurer, our own badass mystic, and really get what you want in life in a really healthy way. This card is awesome. She's like offering the crystal ball. She's offering you can see what you want to see good things for your future. That's really cool. And this is a card that was added to Crystal Visions Tarot. Okay, those 4 cards. We're at 11 minutes right now. Let's see if we can get through the other 2. Excuse me. Okay, now I'm shuffling up Shadowscapes Tarot. Wait a minute, I wanted cups. Did I get any cups? Nope. That's okay. See, I'm not psychic. I'm not psychic. That's okay. I'm good with that. I think if I were psychic, I would be overwhelmed. So I will gladly accept the fact that I'm not at all psychic. Except for like random like blips of like, oh, okay. That's kind of outside my control. I'm not psychic. I know, everyone's really surprised. Okay, 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. First card, 3 of Pentacles. It's like someone's holding someone else up so she can draw. It's like a partnership about art. 9 of Swords. It's a little ominous. Person's looking to the sky. It's like this weird vortex of crows. That's interesting. It's like a force of nature card almost. And then we've got, this is interesting, 3 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords. Now we've got 3 of Wands. This person is gazing off into the distance on a precipice. It's almost like peering into the unknown, seeing what's next. 4th card, Page of Cups. It's a mermaid. Looks like the mermaid is scrying using a bowl of water. It's really cool. So if you would like to see any of these cards for a greater length of time, you should go back and pause the video to see if you want to see the images in any greater detail or just for longer. Okay, 13 minutes, and here we are with the Wildwood Tarot, just shuffling it a little bit. See if I can even interpret these cards. These cards are very specific already, so it's hard for me to interpret them sometimes. I do better with like detailed scenes that are kind of open to interpretation more than something that's depicted with a meaning to be more clear already. Okay, let's see. 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. First card, the Forest Lovers. I don't know anything about this ceremony, but it looks like they're doing a Wiccan marriage ceremony. I've heard about it, but I don't know anything about it, really. That's romantic. It's like a partnership, being in love, or it could be about relationships in general, like how you relate to different aspects of life. Okay. Here we have 9 of Bows, Respect. This is a man who is lost in nature. He's very fierce, and he demands respect. He's also asking that we respect nature. That's cool. Here we go. This is the cup suit, I think. 6 of Vessels, Reunion. This is cool. Reunion is how I felt when I had my epiphany, when I was reading about things in the Holographic Paradigm book. I was reading about what David Bohm thinks about life, how he perceived life. I almost felt like, you could say, a reunion with like a better idea, a better way for me to shape my ideas on existence and life and the purpose of life and my own purpose. This card, the Six of Vessels, is a very peaceful card, and it's also a very generous card. It's a spring of water that never stops flowing. The last card for today is Page of Arrows, which is depicted as a bird, which is the wren, and it's winter in the background. So maybe this card reminds us that even in the bleakest part of winter, there's always something cheerful to be found, and there's always something more cheerful around the corner. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. I have a lot of thoughts. I'll probably be writing and experiencing more mystic philosophy on my own as I read and as I enjoy life. I hope that you can take some different tidbits with you, some details from today's video that resonated with you. If you would like your own personal tarot reading, you can contact me on Twitter. My name is Belle Music on Twitter, and feel free to contact me that way if you want a personal tarot reading. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.